We gathered this Sunday with heavy hearts because of recent events, very catastrophic recent events that seem to have touched us all in some way, some more profoundly than others. It seems that there's nothing in this world that's more mind-blowing, more catastrophic, more, I don't even have words for it when I think about it, but the loss of an innocent child is just unimaginable. The loss of more than one innocent child, incomprehensible. The loss of so many innocent children. And we try to find the meaning behind it all. The schools become a target by these individuals with motives known or unknown. And you've got to pray for everyone involved, including the individuals who perpetrate these crimes, these atrocities against humanity. You've got to pray for their souls. You have to make sense of things in your own mind. Nobody can make sense of it for you, but you have to pray for these folks. You have to pray for everyone. And you need, in your mind, to come to grips and put into perspective exactly what has occurred. You have to realize that these things happen for their own reason. You have to realize that this is a blip in time. This is a blip on the radar screen of time. And though these things are monumentous, they are the biggest things that happen to us, and we remember them for all of our lives, we pass on. And the next generation comes and they pass on. Let me give you some perspective here. Though this seems like the worst thing that has ever occurred, the worst mass killing of innocent children, it's not the first time it's happened. It didn't even happen in this millennium. It was 85 years ago it happened. 85 years ago, a man upset with a school district. Heck, he worked for the school. He was a school board member. He was a treasurer. I'm sorry. He was a school board treasurer, and he was upset because of the taxes on his place by the school district. He decided to blow up the school and his house and his farm and burn everything and blow himself up. I mean, it was craziness, just absolute craziness. Google it if you want to know all about it. I mean, it's Bath, Michigan, just like you take a bath, B-A-T-H, Bath Township in Clinton County, Michigan. The date was May 18th, 1927. I mean, less than a week later, Lindbergh, made his historic flight to Paris. This is how long ago it was. And this guy planned this out for a year or thereabouts. He filled an entire school with explosives. I mean, this was really bad. 45 people died, 38 innocent children, 37 initially, one about 3 months later, a couple of teachers, 4 other adults, and of course the treasurer there that blew himself up. I mean, crazy actions perpetrated by folks that may or may not be in a trustworthy capacity, may or may not seem to have their faculties about them. But one thing's clear: they leave in their wake an aftermath, just amazing, unrealistic, surreal path of destruction that human beings can't wrap their minds around, spend lifetimes trying to wrap their minds around sometimes. The important thing to remember, I guess the moral of the story here, is when an individual or individuals form a plan and they follow through with a plan, and that plan it holds, or in itself is so evil as to shock and devastate humanity. The moral here, the thing to remember is guarding against this, making preparations for it. It's very, very, very difficult, almost impossible, because you don't know what's coming. They do. And they do everything they can to conceal their plans because they want to follow through with them. So you can't really prepare for that. The preparation that you can make in your life is, and for the lives of others around you, is to come together feel the love and express the love that you have for your fellow human beings. Come together. Let them know how you really feel. Let them know that if anything were to ever happen, that they need to know how you feel about them and how they feel about you. It's very important. And another part of this is you have to move forward, as the folks from Bath Township had to move forward 85 years ago. It was a farm community. You know, I mean, it's not like it happened and disappeared. There's a memoriam, there's a museum, there's all kinds of things there dedicated to those who passed. I didn't even know about this. I'm learned. But I had no clue that this ever occurred. Ever. I didn't know. It wasn't taught in school. Not in my school. Or schools. I didn't have a clue. Could we have done anything to prevent these things? That's something you and everyone needs to contemplate discuss rationally, make changes if necessary, but don't dwell on. Because in the end, you'll find that when we make preparations for what has occurred and what we think could possibly occur, someone will find the soft spot. Someone will find the loophole. Someone will find the back door that we left open. And they'll come in. They'll make it happen. I hear folks question, and it roused me up a little bit. How can a God so loving and merciful let something like this happen? Forget about it. You're on the wrong track. Now let me tell you something about human nature, and you know this to be true. You cannot argue it. It is not disputed. Humans, as a rule, if they have something that is consistent and mundane, they tend to view it differently. If you have good all the time and there is no evil, you really don't know how good you've got it. Every once in a while, the evil occurs, something horrific, and we realize just how good we've got it. As human beings, we have to come together in a time of crisis. As human beings, we feel a sense of urgency, a sense of need to help those who cannot help themselves. And that is what we're truly about. And we need to learn from the mistakes of the past, true. And we also need to learn that there are things that we just cannot prevent. There are evils that occur that we just cannot stop. And we deal with it. We come together. Our spirituality comes into play, and we join together, we join arms, we join hands, and we move forward. We make the best of things because that's who we are, that's what we do. And we move forward. And that's what we will do. We'll all move forward. We'll all heal. We won't forget. And if we want real change, we'll pray. Thank you.